The inexorable allure of the profane often lies in its capacity to shock the bourgeois consciousness, to offer a disconcerting glimpse into the abyss of human degradation. But rarely does the annals of music, or even broader human history, present an iconoclast as dedicated, as disturbingly fascinating as G. Allin. Jesus Christ Allin, as his relatively nondescript birth name suggests, began life much like any other, but ended it as one of punk rock's most grotesque martyrs. To observe Allin in full frenetic performance was not unlike witnessing a Dionysian rite of self-abasement. Blood smeared on his half-naked body, excrement flung with wild abandon, and physical confrontations initiated mid-set. All were par for the course. But to reduce Allin's antics to mere shock value, as tempting as it may be, is to miss the raw, albeit warped, philosophical underpinnings of his persona. Like a perverse twist on Orwell's observation, Allin seemed to be screaming from the stage. If you want a vision of the future of punk, imagine a boot stamping on a human face while it vomits on itself forever. The man quite literally laid himself bare, his acts a brutal amalgamation of self-loathing, societal disgust, and a yearning for the most primal form of liberation. A sort of Nietzschean figure, not promoting an Übermensch but embodying an Untermensch, the lowest conceivable form of man. One wonders what could lead a man to such depths of degradation. The answer in part lies in his early life. Raised in a tumultuous household, Allin's early years bore the hallmarks of abuse and neglect. His father, a deeply disturbed individual, even went so far as to contemplate digging graves for his family in the basement of their home. To seek traditional meaning in such a bleak backdrop is fruitless, but it offers a dark canvas upon which Allin painted his riotous life. Allin once said, "Rock and roll was meant to be dangerous." While the punk ethos often championed rebellion and nonconformity, few have taken this mantra as far as Allin did. In his view, society was a colossal sham, and only in its complete destruction, starting with the destruction of the self, could one find true emancipation. His onstage antics, while revolting to most, were in his eyes acts of defiance against a sanitized, oppressive culture. I am often reminded of Bakunin's declaration, "The passion for destruction is also a creative passion." But Allin, in his perverse wisdom, might disagree. For him, destruction was the end itself, not a means to some artistic or revolutionary end. There was no grander vision, no idyllic world on the other side of the chaos, just chaos. It would be naive to say that Allin's life and career were unburdened by commercial considerations. His brand of vulgarity undoubtedly brought him fame, or at least infamy, and the revenues that came with it. Yet one gets the sense that Allin would have continued his grotesque exhibitions even without the allure of greenbacks or the gaze of a captivated audience. For him, the spectacle was not just a performance, it was an existential necessity. Allin's premature death, while tragic, seemed almost inevitable, a morbidly fitting end to a life defined by excess and volatility. In true Allin fashion, his funeral became a spectacle, with fans taking the liberty of pouring alcohol over his corpse and posing with it for photographs. The world of punk has seen its fair share of rebels, mavericks, and outliers, but Allin stands alone, not so much for his musical contributions, but for his relentless dedication to a dark, self-destructive ethos. Like a modern-day Marquis de Sade, he challenges us to look into the abyss, to confront our own limits of taste, tolerance, and decency. Whether one sees him as a martyr or a madman, there's no denying the disturbing impact of G. Allin on the punk landscape and the broader cultural psyche.